Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to Crypto Daily. Today, gonna start by having another look at the market, but full disclosure, not a lot is going on. Then how to export your keys if you're using Exodus, but the same rules apply with other wallets, I assume. You can claim your Bitcoin Cash tokens, because I can't imagine you wouldn't. Do you like money? Then you'll do this. Next, I want to talk about the SEC's ruling, which if you didn't know, the SEC is the US Security Exchange Commission. They labeled the Ethereum ICO as securities. By that I mean the Ethereum token, or Ether, was classified in the same way that you'd classify stocks and bonds. So it opened it up to certain legislation. Now at the time I didn't mention it, I didn't really know what it meant long term, and I think general consensus at the time that this news broke was pretty negative, that this is a bad thing. However, I do feel that that was a glass half empty approach. So we'll talk about why you can view it as a glass half full. And lastly, some public opinion on Bitcoin Cash, because we don't know what's going to happen, but it does help to know what other people are planning to do. So having a look at the market right now, again, not a lot happening at all. I think we're seeing some of this red simply because people are cashing out the remainder of their altcoins for Bitcoin. Now, if you have a look at this, this is as straight as a line as Bitcoin gets for the past 3 or 4 days. Very little movement whatsoever. I think people are bracing themselves, people holding their breath, holding their Bitcoins. They don't want to trade them so that they can get more Bitcoin Cash. And I think investors who are coming into this space aren't quite sure either. So that's why we're not seeing the Bitcoin price go up. But usually at the end of one of these lines is a breakout. Breakout up or down. I personally think it'll be a break up, but we will need to see. No one knows what's going to happen. Now, if you're using Exodus, this is a guide on how to export your private keys. I will leave a link to it in the description. It's not very difficult. Menu, developer, assets, choose which coin you want to export the keys for. So in this case, Bitcoin, click on export private keys. That will generate a file, which you would then import into another wallet, which does support Bitcoin Cash. One such wallet that will allow it is Electron Cash, but if you go to bitcoincash.org, you can find others. We go to the wallet section here, and these are some of your choices, Electron Cash being one of the newest ones. So this post on CoinDesk is talking about what the SEC ruling means. Now, like I say, I think people were worried at the time that they were opening themselves to a lot of legislation that wasn't there in the beginning, so I can understand why people would think it's a bad thing. All of a sudden the government's looking to come in and put their say on our cryptocurrency, so I can definitely understand why people would want it to be legislation and law free. However, on the flip side of that, what their opinion is that it's far more likely to boost more serious experimentation both within the blockchain sector and without. The reason for that being that entrepreneurs and developers can have more confidence in their project knowing that it is compliant with the law, it's meeting multiple jurisdictions, and they can access a broader pool of investors. I just imagine being an investor. These companies with millions and millions, they're looking for a way to invest and make more money. Now, when you've already got millions and millions, you don't need to take huge gambles, because you can take very small risk investment opportunities and almost certainly turn a profit. Or you could make a huge risk and risk most of your capital. It's just a no-brainer. Not when you're rich. There's just no need for it. However, when you can have something that you know is compliant with the government, compliant with US law, I can just see the rich being far more comfortable with investing their assets into it. So I think that this type of ruling could be potentially good for moving blockchain to the next level, which we absolutely do need. Blockchain, while great concept, is not being utilized anywhere near its potential. We need a lot more rulings like this. We need a lot more adoption. Now, what are people saying about Bitcoin Cash? According to Ripple Gateway operator Rafael Oleo, people want to double their coins. No one's selling any Bitcoin. I can definitely agree with that, because as we saw, there is nothing going on with Bitcoin for the past few days now. People are not really buying, people are not really selling, people just want to double up. Founder of crypto derivatives trading platform BitMEX says that historically investors have not been kind to forks away from Bitcoin. He states some examples such as Bitcoin clams and Byteball, and he goes as far to say is Bitcoin Cash will have little to no impact on the price of a Bitcoin. There are some people who believe that it's going to cause confusion between consumers when they see a price of a Bitcoin as being such a thing and then something else that looks very similar at a wildly different price. He says that could cause some problems moving forward. A Dutch serial entrepreneur says that people could scam with Bitcoin Cash, telling customers that they will get a discount for their Bitcoin, and when they buy, they actually get Bitcoin Cash tokens instead. So generally, the consumer confusion could cause a price in Bitcoin to fall, but I don't think people are that stupid. Now, an operator of a crypto hedge fund has gone to say he believes the underlying network effect of Bitcoin will cause it to be more valuable no matter what versus Bitcoin Cash. And I have to agree with that. If you're not sure what network effect means, it's basically when more people use your platform, the more valuable it is. So imagine Facebook only had 2 people on there. How valuable as a company is it going to be? Facebook is so valuable because there's 1 billion users. It gives the average consumer more value because all their friends are there. A lot more information can be found, and that's the network effect. Bitcoin's network effect is huge. It's the biggest cryptocurrency there is. Bitcoin Cash can be one of the biggest competitors that Bitcoin has seen in terms of a alternate cryptocurrency in the short term. Overall, though, I think the network effect is just too strong with Bitcoin to be affected much by this fork. It's really hard to tell what general consensus is, but if I was to try and make a guess, I would say most people do want to dump the Bitcoin Cash coins immediately because they don't believe in its long-term future. I don't imagine Bitcoin's cash price going up after August 1st, not immediately at least anyway. So, but I'm not sure, not a financial advisor. You do you. I'm probably going to hold my coins long term because I'm not in a position where I need to make a quick profit, but I can certainly understand if that's what you want to do. Good luck to you all over the next few days. I hope you do make money. I think there is definitely potential for a lot of us to make money. I've heard cryptocurrency described as the biggest wealth distribution in world history. So let's get a piece of it. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.